Hi, my name's Deborah. Welcome to this mini training where I'll walk you through a simple 3-step process to teaching Pilates with confidence and clarity so you can build a loyal client base and have a career that you love. I'm a Pilates expert and mentor with 25 years of teaching experience and 30 years of personal practice. Now, you might not expect me to say this, but planning and teaching exceptional Pilates classes, the kind that your clients love and you feel proud of, is completely doable, especially when you have a solid framework to follow. If you're watching this, you're probably qualified already, but now comes the real work, actually teaching, getting clients and keeping them. Maybe you've had a career change because you loved your Pilates practice and you invested time, money and energy into turning that passion into something real. But now you're feeling a little overwhelmed, lacking direction, or even questioning whether you made the right choice. Maybe you're already teaching regularly, but find yourself spending just as much time planning as teaching and wondering how sustainable that is. You might even be thinking, why does this look so easy for other teachers? While for you, it can sometimes feel like a struggle. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone. The first few years of teaching are without a doubt the hardest part of the Pilates teacher's journey. When I first qualified, even after years of training and a solid program, my early classes were difficult. I didn't feel confident, work was unpredictable, and I honestly sometimes questioned whether I'd made a mistake. But because I loved Pilates so much, I stuck with it. I practiced a lot. I taught everywhere, from packed gyms to boutique studios. I took course after course, learning everywhere I could. And over time, through a lot of trial and error, a clear formula began to emerge. And today, I feel confident teaching anyone, anywhere. I know how to plan with intention and adapt with ease. And most importantly, I know how to teach in a way that makes clients want to keep coming back. And that's what I want for you. Imagine walking into a full class feeling grounded, confident, and in control, knowing your clients will be engaged, challenged, and eager to return every week. Teaching like that not only changes lives, but also builds a strong, lasting business. Now, I can't transfer all of my experience into your head overnight. I wish I could. But what I can do is give you the strategy I wish someone had given me, a simple structure you can use right now and grow with you for years to come. I've mapped out a 3-step process that anyone can follow. If you want to teach with clarity, intention and confidence, you're in the right place. I'm sharing this because I love Pilates, I love seeing people grow into strong, thoughtful teachers. If you want to know more about working with me, reach out. I'm a real person and I'd love to hear from you. But for now, let's get into the 3 steps. Repertoire, themes, and cues. Number 1, repertoire. The number 1 thing you can do to improve your teaching is to know the Pilates repertoire and practice. Joseph Pilates created a comprehensive system which he called Contrology, and we now know as Pilates. It is a comprehensive system across apparatus and equipment, as well as the mat. And there are many, many exercises across the whole system. But if you are teaching mat classes, you're in luck, because Joe listed his mat exercises, known as the classical mat, and there are just 34 of those. And 34 is a manageable number, right? And although you don't need to be able to do all of the exercises, all of the advanced exercises in order to teach Pilates, you do need to know them. You need to know the exercises or the goals we're working towards, and you need to know the building blocks and modifications to help your clients get there. This is something I help people with in my training, so reach out if that might be of interest to you. So, learn the exercises and learn ways to modify them and practice whenever you can. As obvious as it may sound, the more you can learn and embody the system, the easier your teaching will become. There is no shortcut to that. But you can start where you are and know that there will always be clients who know less than you do. Moving on, themes. If we look at Joe's exercises as the desired outcome or the roadmap for Pilates, rather than try and keep coming up with new choreography and ideas for every class, which is quite frankly exhausting, but also often takes us away from the very sophisticated and well-designed system, what we can do is find focal points or themes for each class. So the exercises stay the same, although obviously you have variations, modifications and layering. But what changes each week or class is the theme or the lens in which we look at the exercises. Let me give you an example. Let's say my theme for the class is breath. At the beginning of my class, I talk to my clients about the theme. We spend a couple of minutes maybe giving analogies or imagery to help clients understand what we are aiming to do, and perhaps doing an exercise which is specific to that theme, like a few moments of thoracic breathing. We then go through the class and we do all of the exercises that we can fit in or that we've chosen for that week, paying particular attention to the theme. So how does the breath affect the movement? And how does the movement affect the breath? We may pick exercises that we feel highlight the efficient use of that week's theme. So for example, if it was breath, I'd make sure I include exercises like the 100 or the roll-up. Let's take another example. The following week, the class focus might be on finding your deep abdominal muscles and connecting to those muscles of the powerhouse or the core. Again, I would introduce the class explaining how we will be working from our center, perhaps with some introductory exercises to help people really find those deep connections to start. And we go through the exercises paying really close attention to having that deep abdominal connection throughout. So this is important. We are still looking for whole body integration. We're not just doing an hour of abs. We are still looking for uniform muscle development, both key components of Pilates, but our focal point and our concentration changes. So we're doing the exercises, but we're focusing particularly on a theme. To give you another example, we could be using a prop one class, like a band or a ball. And the theme can be how we use that particular prop to build, develop, or challenge our connections. So take some time now and write a list of all the themes or focal points that you can think of for Pilates classes. Remember, you can not only revisit this list, but you can redo the themes, as Pilates is a practice, not a destination. So you don't need tens or hundreds of different themes and focal points. You can even just start with 5 or 10. Our last step in this simple but effective strategy for planning and delivering the best classes we can is cues. If you work with people in person, this will include touch cues. But for the purpose of this mini workshop, I want to share with you the importance of verbal cues and imagery. And by verbal cues, I'm not necessarily talking about how you cue the choreography of an exercise. Hopefully that will have been covered in your training. I'm talking about cues which instantly get your clients to feel the right connections, the Pilates connections in their body. And images which can take clients out of their thinking mind into their playful and more natural state of mind, where imagination plays a key role in creating energy and feeling in the body. To give you another example, a teacher might be there asking clients to start standing with their feet hip-width apart, which everyone does. But it's only when the teacher starts to say things like, ground down through your feet. Imagine you have roots coming out of your feet, grounding down to the center of the earth. Push the floor away so you feel your leg muscles start to activate. Lengthen your tailbone down towards the floor as you start to reach out in opposition through the crown of the head. like you have an imaginary spring attaching from the ceiling, gently pulling not only your head but your spine upwards. As you do this, allow your shoulders to relax down like a coat hanger or something like that. You get the idea. The opportunities are endless, and this is where you can really start to put your own stamp on the class and your own style. But often, particularly when you're newer to teaching, you may not have this reserve of imagery or verbal cues yet. So pay attention when you attend class to cues that really resonate with you and give you those deep connections quickly. Write them down if you need to, and again, start to create a bank or a list of verbal cues and imagery that really works for you, which you can draw on and use for years to come. And again, these will build as not only you develop in your teaching skills, but in your personal practice. So those are the 3 simple steps covered. I hope you've enjoyed this mini training and can see a clearer road ahead to teaching with more clarity and ease. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and in the meantime, keep moving.